Good morning. Good morning. It's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I am here to pull some cards and share some guidance for this week ahead. That's this week starting Monday the 19th of July through till Sunday the 25th of July. I'm coming to you live now from Tasmania, Australia, where it is Monday the 19th of July here at exactly what time? 9:39 a.m. So welcome. I trust you can see me and hear me okay. I've got a new phone, so it's all looking very dark to me, but I trust that you can see me and hear me okay. Let me know if there are any problems. Before we start, I want to send out an extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light family, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you also to everyone who's pre-ordered a deck of Speed of Light Oracle cards. We still haven't got any information from our printer that they've finished assembling the decks yet, but we should hear from them any day. When I do hear from them, we'll set a launch date and keep an eye out for some games just for Speed of Light Oracle card pre-orders that will start this week, and that'll be happening on my Speed of Light Oracle Cards Facebook page. So please like it, follow it, and keep an eye out, especially if you have or intend to pre-order. Thank you for letting me know that you can see me and hear me well. Wonderful. So I trust you're well. I trust that you are having a good day. Last week was very themed around the mind and clearing. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but I noticed it a lot. I also found it fascinating how many people had weird twists happening on Wednesday or around Wednesday. For some it was later Tuesday, others it was Thursday. But I don't know if you remember last week I said that there was some weird twist that I could feel. Just something that was unexpected, just some weird little twist. And yeah, I know 4 or 5 people that happened to. It also happened to me without me thinking about it. And then at the end of the day, I remembered the twist and it's like, oh yes. So that was pretty funny. So last week's theme was the frog. And the frog is very much about clearing and purging. A lot of us have been reorganising, sorting things out, and yeah, it feels to be making space. We've been making mental space, but also physical space, which is exciting. We're preparing for something that we probably don't know what it is yet. So if you're new to watching, welcome. What I'm going to be doing today is using my combined Speed of Light Oracle cards and my Animal Kingdom Oracle cards. These have been combined together to make a 110 card deck, which is loads of fun to play with. So I'll be looking for the best cards that the majority of us need for this week ahead. I'm not pulling cards for individuals. This is general guidance for everyone. So I trust 100% that you've been led here for a reason. And I trust 100% in my pull and my desire to be here in this moment too. I'm sure it's no accident at all. So what your reason for being here is will be personal for you. So be open to allowing yourself to be surprised, and let's see what happens. Now, where is the camera on this particular? Right here in the middle. Right, so my other phone, I was used to looking down in this bottom left corner, and now I have to look about in the middle of the left side. Okay, so think of whatever comes up as a guide only, and let's see what happens. So, tornado warnings. Wow, there's a tornado in a certain part of Ontario the other day. Sounds like lots of strange weather happening. We've had actually quite stable weather here. But sending love out to anybody who needs it now. So nice big breath. And I'm just shuffling the cards. And I'm holding the intention that I want to find the best cards that the majority of us need for this week ahead. the 19th to the 25th of July 2021. What's the most important things for us to know this week? Okay, so I finished shuffling. I split the deck into two because that's the way I always pull my cards. It's right for me, even if you pull your cards in a different way. I feel like I want to lay the cards out in a bit of a hook, which is a bit like a lowercase f with no line, I don't think, in the middle. So it's a bit like a hook, like a candy cane is how I want to lay the cards. So let me just move them so I've got room to do this hook. Okay, and we'll go quite far down here. So we've got 3, 5, Speed of Light, and 3 Animal Kingdoms. I've laid them face down, so I'm going to turn them over now. So just excuse me slipping out of view for a little bit. Oh, nice start to the week. Okay, we've got a couple of featured cards already. So we've got 2. First of all, we have our popular lizard has come up again. It has further instructions here which say to take the 3rd card from the top of the deck. So I go back to my deck and I'm just going down to card number 3, which is this, the zebra that goes with the lizard. So we'll talk about that in a minute. And the other featured card to follow is the Crystal Beach. And it says here, further instructions here say to split the deck and take the top card. So I'm just not going to think about it. I'm just going to split the deck. I hold the other deck under here just in case this is a featured card too, which it is. So it's the turtle, and the turtle wants us to take the bottom card from the deck. So now I can put my deck back on top that I split before, and now I've got this, basically this bottom card, which is stepping in. Interesting. Oh, I'll talk about those in a minute. I can't get too far ahead of myself. We have loads of cards here because there was 8 to begin with. So we've got 8, 9, 10, 11 cards for the week. So let's see how this fits. So we start the week with this card, Elementals, card 30. And it says blessings, abundance, prayers and opening. And this is a great abundant card. It talks about abundance. So abundance being in the form of good health, opportunities, perhaps some extra money or some extra finances or discount savings, things like this. Basically, to be in a space or a flow of abundance is to be in good flow. That's what I feel abundance is. So when things feel abundant, things feel good for us. And there is this feeling that a lot of us are starting the week perhaps feeling quite abundant, feeling quite like we're in the flow as we begin the week. Now, if you're not feeling that, if you're probably sitting there saying, actually, I feel the opposite. I feel like there's nothing good that's happening around me. I feel like there is abundance is just not here. I'm feeling very lacking in such a connection. If you are feeling that way, what I would suggest is that you look at how open or how closed you have been to allowing abundance or good flow into your life. Because often it is how open or how closed we are. So when we're open and willing to see and live in that way, I suppose, then we'll notice it more. We notice the glass half full rather than the glass half empty, even though it's at the same level. Whereas if we're a bit closed off, or things have been very difficult for us, or have been lacking in opportunities, lacking in perhaps good health, we might not notice that abundance there. So what I really feel with this card is it's reminding us to stay open to receiving abundance. Stay open to something that's been problematic, turning around. Be open to the glass actually being half full rather than half empty. It's perspective, isn't it, too? So that's the start of the week. Quite a nice beginning, a nice abundance to tap into. So let's work with it when we feel it. When you're feeling abundant, when you're feeling good flow, when you're feeling motivated, I really strongly encourage us all to run with that energy. So then we move into, so that's the beginning of the week. And I still feel like we're talking about Monday, but it feels like it's a bit later in the day on Monday. And we have the monkey card 13, and the monkey reminds us to cooperate. So we're being encouraged, especially later in the day on Monday, maybe in the afternoon or the evening, we're being encouraged to look at where we could cooperate more. Let's make sure we're being cooperative and not pushing against something because of whatever reason that we might have. Maybe we're closing ourselves off a bit by the end of Monday. So if we can stay open and cooperative, that feels like it's probably going to be helpful. There's a social element to this card too. So it might highlight a social gathering or a meeting or some type of situation where we find ourselves with others. Okay, this takes us then into Tuesday. Tuesday the 20th of July, and we have these two cards for Tuesday. They've come up together for a reason and they have a relationship together. So let's look at them separately first and then we'll see how they tie in. So the lizard is card 3 and it says optimism, appearances, delusion and illusion. This card's very much about looking past the things on the surface. So let's look past immediate appearances with things, especially on Tuesday. So this might be something that someone's presenting to us and it may feel a little superficial or a little on the surface, or it might not be as in-depth or as informative as we hoped or we would like. If we're looking at things like a vehicle, let's look at under the bonnet and make sure that we have all the information before we proceed with a purchase, if that's what we're doing. If we're signing a contract, let's make sure we look at all the fine print and ask questions. It's not saying don't proceed, it's just suggesting that we need more information. So more information may, it's going to help us see more of the bigger picture of this situation. And it's connected with this card. So on its own, this is the zebra, card 22, and it says alternative options. So this is suggesting there are other options available that we might not realize at the time. So that's very interesting coming up with the lizard that's saying to look deeper. Don't take things at face value, especially around Tuesday. And what it's showing is that if we look deeper, if we look under the surface, we might notice there are actually other options that we didn't contemplate or realize before. So let's look a bit deeper. Let's ask more questions. Let's look at the fine print, especially on Tuesday, so we can see that there are actually other options available to us. So that can be quite liberating, because sometimes we think that there is just one option, one solution. So if we can look at the bigger picture, look under the surface and see that maybe there's 3 options, then that gives us more of an opportunity to make or take the best option that we feel is available. So I trust that makes sense. But that feels like it's for Tuesday. That's actually quite specific. So you might find that quite applies to something specifically for you. It may not even apply to you, because it does feel like something very specific. Okay, so then we move into Wednesday. Wednesday the 21st of July, and we've got our friend, the bear, card 43. And the bear says to move out of the rut. Move out of the rut. Come out of hiding. Stop holding ourselves back, especially on Wednesday. So we might find some of us feel quite motivated and quite a pull perhaps to step out of our hiding place, to step out of the rut that we may have felt like we've been in lately. So it's like being in a cave, and sometimes we slip into our cave for healing, for rest, for reassessing our life, and that's okay. But sometimes we may step into our cave to heal, to rest, and then we get comfortable there. And then a lot of time passes and we're still in our cave. And then that cave becomes a place of, I guess, in some ways it becomes our comfortable zone, but it perhaps doesn't challenge us. So we may feel that our cave or that comfortable zone becomes a rut where we feel maybe a little bored with life or bored with aspects of ourselves and our life. So on Wednesday, there is this sort of pull, this push to step out of our hiding place, out of our comfortable zone perhaps, and try something new, to step out into the world a little more, to speak up a little further, to stop hesitating and holding back and actually step forward, speak up, that sort of thing. So it's quite a motivating card, this one. Come out of the rut. So if you've been feeling like you've been in a rut lately, then it feels like, especially around Wednesday, but maybe even beforehand, be a great time to motivate yourself to pull out of that rut that you've been in, because it is really up to us to do that. We have to just sometimes step out of our comfort zone and step into situations that we may not be completely comfortable with, but we know are necessary. Okay, that takes us into Thursday, the 22nd. Thursday, the 22nd of July. And we have these three cards. So we've got the two featured cards and the extra one down here. So what I'm going to do again is we're going to look at these separately, and then we'll look at their relationship together. So this is especially for Thursday. Let's see how these fit. See how these feel. Card 11, Crystal Beach. It says decision, vision, pondering, clarity, and decide. So this is, there's a feeling that there's clarity needed on something, or a decision that needs to be made. So we're being encouraged to trust in maybe our time of contemplation, to contemplate what the best option is, to allow clarity to come to us. Because if we're seeking it, it's also seeking us. So how can we allow clarity in more? Sometimes we've just got to do something else, and then the clarity pops into our mind when we least expect it. Sometimes the more we concentrate on the plan or whatever it is that we're trying to decide, sometimes that just keeps us in the muddle of it. So sometimes we actually need to step back, go into nature, go for a walk, do something different, take a shower, whatever. Sometimes that can take us out of the setting to let the clarity become an awareness for us. So there is the decision that's likely needed to be made, and clarity that's coming, especially around Thursday. We've got the Turtle Dreaming, card 45. These are very direct card, and he says serious, clarification, concentrate, and specific. He means and wants us to get serious, to stop putting it off, to stop overcomplicating matters, to stop overanalyzing, overthinking, and just get serious about what it is that we're wanting to do. He's especially focused around our dreams. He's got a dream catcher here on his back. So he's carrying his dreams with him, or we're carrying our dreams with us. And his message is very much to get serious. I mean, he's got attitude. So that's interesting. And then that comes up with this card, Stepping In, card 16. And it says solo commitment, test, allow, and flow. So ultimately, this card is about making a commitment, especially a commitment to ourselves, or a solo commitment. So if you find yourself waiting on other people to make commitments lately, and they're just not as enthusiastic as you would like, then, it's about making perhaps a solo commitment that we need to make ourselves, if that's the case. But definitely a commitment to something is what this card is about, stepping in and committing. So let's look at these three cards together, and they're all quite strong. So it's likely we have a decision that needs to be made at this time, and especially around Wednesday. Clarity coming for that, and we've been encouraged to get serious about it when the clarity hits. So when the clarity drops in, we're encouraged to get serious and concentrate, to stop putting it off. We've put it off, we've delayed it for long enough. When we get serious about it too, that is bringing forth a sense here of commitment that we may need to make. A commitment to what? A commitment to the decision we've made, a commitment to the clarity that we've received, the light bulb moment. Maybe we need to make a commitment to our dreams, or taking something in our life to the next level. We will know personally what, if this applies to us, what that commitment needs to be. But the very strong message here really is from the turtle to get serious, not only about the decision, but get serious about the commitment that we need to make now, to stop putting it off and follow through. So that's important, it feels. In fact, it feels like Thursday the 22nd is an important day. Important is a feeling there. So then that moves us into Friday the 23rd. Funnily, we have card 21, Initiation. It says mastery, milestone, progression, and greatness. This is about being open. So open in our body, especially at the front, open and moving forward. So we had this moving out of rut energy. So moving out of rut with the bear. So this is like the engine starting again, you know, within us. Maybe some hope, some movement, some activity, some action as we move out of the rut. Then we've got that clarity coming, and as we make the decision that we need to make, the clarity, get serious about the decision and make a commitment to ourselves now. What commitment do we need to make to improve things for ourselves, to improve things for our life? And then this is about moving forward. This is the initiation, moving into the next phase. So there is a feeling here of upgrade, of moving to the next level, of progressing with something. So something we've been stuck with is likely going to start moving. The balls roll, the cogs start turning, the engine is revved up, and we can put our foot on the accelerator. There is a feeling of something that's been sort of a bit stuck starts to move. But the key is that middle part, the decision, the clarity, getting serious, and making a commitment. Because we could still just hold in the rut. We could still just let our engine idle and be too afraid to put our foot on the accelerator, or too afraid to get the cogs turning or push the ball so it starts rolling. We might have fear behind that, and we might be afraid to make a commitment. And if that's the case, then we'd probably go back to the card before it. The very first card that came up in this section for Wednesday is about so decision, vision, pondering, clarity, and decide. Maybe there is a decision that we need to make, so we can commit to something, commit to that decision. So movement here on Friday especially. And now we move into Saturday, the 24th of July, and we have the Chameleon, card 3. And the Chameleon says to give it your full attention. Give what your full attention? Most likely the decision that you've made, the clarity that you've received, maybe the commitment that you've made is going to require your full attention. So there is a feeling here on Saturday that we're going to feel quite okay to focus on maybe the plans that we're committing to, maybe our working out what's next for ourselves. So there is the focus, the attention that's given to this on Saturday. And then Sunday, the 25th of July, we have card 41, Light Codes. Light Codes says incoming, information, memories, and language. So this is new energy coming in. So when I drew this, I imagined this being the top of the head, so the crown, and all this energy coming into our crown. So new energy coming in. It may not be something that makes sense yet. So by making the commitment, by stepping in, by giving it our attention, we might feel a new kind of energy in the air on Sunday. It feels like there's something new in the air, and it's probably because we've made the commitment, we've stepped out of the rut, we're proceeding, even if we're not sure where we're going, and even if we feel scared. So that momentum that's starting to build is likely bringing a new energy through, a new energy into our life. We're creating space in our head, especially as we shift out of our lower mind and into our higher mind. Here we've got a visitor. We've got a little visitor who wants to say hello for Sunday, don't you? She'll probably lay all over my cards any minute. So new energy coming in. It's also a great day on Sunday especially to write. This card has a lot of that writing energy in it. So making a plan, writing in your journal. If you need to write something to get clear about your next step, because you know it's easy in many ways, although some people find it hard, but I think for me, I find it easier to motivate myself to get out of the rut, to make my decision, to make the commitment mentally. But then the hard part is usually the action. And that feels to be partly what this is about on Sunday, is to work out our action plan, work out the next step. And it may help to write down what is our commitment that we're deciding to make, and how can we get serious about that commitment now to stop putting it off. And then Sunday is like the action plan, sort of the letting the new come in and feeling where we're going to take this. How are we going to proceed with this energy that's coming in? So the aftermath of the cat, the aura of the cat is just hair. Long cat hair. So that's the week, and it feels jam-packed. Feels like there's a lot of potential stuff happening this week, and we're being encouraged very much not to let ourselves overcomplicate things or overanalyze, but just kind of sit in the energy. If it's not moving yet, we might need to find something else to do, or something else to focus on, and let the energy come when it wants to move, or trust in the movement that we feel at the time. So if I'm focusing on something and it's not really happening easily, I will probably go and do something else and come back to it, and then it tends to flow easier. So we might find that sort of present this week. So exciting, actually. Jam-packed and exciting potential this week. So thank you. I'm going to pull a card for our theme. So I'll do that in just a minute. Before I do, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this connection, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. And if you would love to connect more privately, please send us a message through our website. If you see Temple of Balance posts around Facebook, in my Facebook groups, maybe on YouTube, I've started posting posts on YouTube and posts on Patreon. If you see Temple of Balance things around or on Instagram, could you please interact, or drop us an email if you prefer not to interact. Drop us an email every now and then to let us know that you're seeing the posts, so that we can, hopefully, you're seeing what's been shared. So my next art class is on the 31st of July. It's our second last Healing Energy Card Project art class, and we're going to recreate an artwork around playfulness. So if you'd like to come and have a play with some creating and explore playfulness energy with us, they're very healing experiences. Please have a look on my website, templeofbalance.com.au, and look up, just follow the prompts on the homepage, and that'll take you to the art class. Also, my chakra series is running every second Friday. We've already done the base chakra last week, which was amazing. So if you join my Pillar of Light family or become a Patreon patron, $10 level or higher, then you can also still access that base chakra. But the sacral chakra, which is the second one, we're going to be doing that next Friday, the 30th of July. So keep your eye out for information around the place. Let me know if you've got questions or if there's anything you can't find as well. And please visit my website if you'd love to learn more about me and the work I do here at Temple of Balance. Your support is essential. That's how Temple of Balance stays here, is through your support. And we've been here for 16 and a half years. So it's quite amazing to think that your support and people who have supported in the past have helped Temple of Balance remain. So your support is essential. If you can, please have a look on my website. So let's look for the best card for the theme. So I'm already feeling jam-packed. There's quite a lot of motivating, moving, action-orientated energy this week as well. But let's see what the theme card wants to also add. The theme card will help us see the bigger picture and will help bring this whole week together. So the best card for the theme for the 19th to the 25th of July is this. We have a Speed of Light Oracle card, and it is this. Oh, this is fantastic. It's card 38 called Focus. So we've already talked about focus quite a bit, especially later in the week. So it's focus this week. It says holding, position, timing, and growth. This is us holding position. I don't know if you can see this little path here, but this path is our past, and the past path, decisions, steps that we've taken to reach this point where we stand right now. We know, hopefully, we know why we made certain decisions, why we went down this path, why we closed this door, why we opened that door. Hopefully we sort of know why. We understand, or hopefully should understand ourselves and our life, especially what's led us to here better than anyone else. So this week we are being encouraged to be cautious or aware of naysayers, or people who think they know better than us about our own life. Sometimes people do that out of care and love for us. Sometimes they don't. They have another reason or another agenda. I've just figured that we should know why we made certain decisions in our life. And other people may not get where we're coming from. Do we have to really explain that to them? Some people offer advice, and sometimes the advice is better. So we could listen to it and follow it if we want. But it's up to us. So be careful of naysayers, be careful of people pushing their opinion onto other people, and let's also be careful that we're not pushing our opinion too onto other people. We can offer advice and be okay if they take it or not. Just like people can offer us advice, it's up to us whether we take it or not. So there is that energy around this week, so let's just be aware and stay really strong in holding our position, in staying focused on what we know we need to do and what we feel is right. So focusing on that, we're also being encouraged to trust in perfect timing this week, and growth is promised. So whatever we're holding firm with, whatever we're focusing on, there is growth that's coming from that. And that is a great thing. If we can grow from an experience, it probably means there's been uncomfortable parts of that experience, but if we can grow and learn from it, then that is of benefit to us. So let's keep growing, let's keep learning, let's keep focusing. So a great card to get. Yeah, that card doesn't come up very often, so it feels a bit extra special. So thank you so much for joining me today. Have a fantastic week ahead. Happy birthday, happy anniversary if you're celebrating. I will most likely be in a couple of days for another video, a support video, or something that I might do. So keep an eye out for that, and come back, connect with this video as you need to throughout the week if you need to get your bearings. So thank you again. Sending lots of love from my heart to yours. Namaste.